Hey guys, it's Paul here at Impulsive Culinarian, and welcome to the first video in the Christmas 2017 menu series. Yeah, we finally made it, here we are. So in this video, I want to talk to you about some dairy-free mashed potatoes, but wait for it, with some roasted garlic and caramelized onions. Yes! So with the Christmas season right upon us, guys, now's a good time to add a killer mashed potato recipe to your Christmas menu arsenal, all right? So I'm gonna show you how to do that, dairy-free with some great flavorful, savory ingredients, roasted garlic. That's a plus, that's a really big plus. And of course the caramelized onions, they don't hurt either, all right? So here are the ingredients that you need. So get yourself one great big head of garlic, guys, all right? The bigger the better. 2 pounds of russet potatoes, or any kind of white potatoes will do, which you're going to peel and cut into a large dice. You need 4 dry French shallots, finely chopped. 6 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine. 3 of them are going to be for one part, and the remaining 3 are going to be for the mix. 1/2 of a cup of dairy-free milk. I would avoid using straight coconut milk, guys. It's a little bit thick, so any kind of dairy-free milk blend will be perfect for this. 1/2 a teaspoon of kosher salt, and some freshly ground black pepper to taste. Come on guys, let's make some mashed potatoes. All right, so I would consider mashed potatoes a comfort food. I know there's many of you out there that would agree. So essential part of the Christmas menu. Let's get this recipe started. First thing we want to do, preheat the oven to 400 degrees. All right, so next thing you want to do is get a small baking pan. I'm using an 8-inch cake pan. Any baking dish will do. And line that with a little bit of parchment paper, but make it so it's big enough that you can fold it over. You're going to put your garlic head in there, and you want to just cover it with that parchment paper. Because you know how I feel about the tin foil that's coming, right? All right, so next is a great big head of garlic. Don't get a small one, guys. Don't skip, all right? You want the big head of garlic. Now, you want to get a really sharp knife, and the goal here is to chop off the tops of all of those individual cloves. You want to be able to see each clove once you've chopped off the top. So, chop away. So there you go, guys. After chopping off the top, I can see each of those individual cloves are going to be able to receive the oil that I'm going to drizzle on top. So get this into your parchment lined pan. Okay, so next, guys, get a tablespoon or 2 of some just regular olive oil and get that in a small dish so you can use a barbecue brush. Now, be generous with the oil, all right? Make sure that this oil gets into every single one of those individual garlic cloves and it seeps in, okay? So drizzle away. So depending on the size of the head of garlic that you've got, guys, it may take a little bit more or less oil, all right? But just make sure that it really seeps in there and all of those individual cloves are going to roast up beautifully. All right, so let's tuck in these garlic cloves. You want to fold over the parchment paper and then get a square of tin foil and seal up the pan. Sorry about the dynamic lighting, eh? Shooting in the afternoon here is always an interesting challenge. Cloudy or sunny? Well, I don't know. So once your garlic head is nicely wrapped up with tin foil, get this in the center rack and bake it for 1 hour. All right, next you want to get a non-stick skillet on the stovetop over low heat. So next thing you want to do, guys, get 4 dry French shallots, good size, and peel them and chop them up into a fine dice. So like I was saying at the top, guys, this recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine. We got this soy-free, dairy-free variety that we use for our particular allergen needs. So you're going to use 3 of those tablespoons to caramelize these onions. So get that in the skillet right now. And of course, onions into the margarine. Now, I'll grant you, when you put those onions in on low heat, they're not doing a heck of a lot, all right? They don't sizzle, they don't do much. But you leave those there for 45 minutes, stirring occasionally so that it's all nicely distributed. You're going to come out with some beautiful caramelized onions to add to your mashed potatoes. Now, if you've timed everything right, I've got around 48 minutes left on my timer for my garlic. That's going to be a perfect amount of time for the onions, so that basically those 2 ingredients are going to be ready at the same time. Good old russet potatoes. Get some of those out. So just over 2 pounds, all right? I've got 2 pounds, 4 ounces. Don't have to be exact, guys. Just as long as you've got at least 2 pounds, and the next potato that you put on, keep the batch. All right, so before you start peeling and cutting your potatoes, get yourself a large stock pot and get that on the stovetop. So you want to fill up that pot with at least 8 to 10 cups of warm water. All right, now you want to heavily salt this water. Not only will it help it boil faster, but it definitely imparts a nice flavor to the mashed potatoes. So get that on high heat and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of regular salt. start peeling. All right, so once you've peeled those potatoes, give them a quick rinse and then chop them into nice big cubes. I know I just said cubed. What I really meant is big chunks, okay? Equal, uniform sizes like this, a large chunk, I don't know, around 1.5 inches or so. You're going to be mashing these up anyhow, okay? As you're finished cutting them, put them into the water that's heating up in your pot. Oh, I can smell that garlic cooking. All right, so there's my 2+ pounds of potatoes, guys, in my slowly heating up water. As soon as that comes to a boil, you want to turn down the heat just a little bit and let it simmer for 15-20 minutes. Give it a test with a fork until each of those potatoes is basically fork tender. All right, so with 40 minutes left on the timer, my water for the potatoes is about to start boiling. These onions are starting to sizzle a little bit and they're going to begin caramelizing. The garlic is baking in the oven. If I've timed it right, cross my fingers, everything should be finished at the same time. Let's see. All right, so 1/4 or 1/3 of the way in, guys, that's when things start to happen. The water's boiling, so I'm going to bring that heat down just sort of middle. Keep it simmering for at least 15-20 minutes. Those onions are starting to bubble, even though it's on low heat. So I'm going to monitor that and make sure they don't start to brown too early. Oh, and it smells good in here. Lighting is almost back to normal. The sun has gone down and we're in natural light mode, probably for 15 minutes. Then it's time to turn on the spots. It smells very festive. It smells holiday kitchen right now. Onions, garlic, that's pretty much all you need. You don't have to make anything else. Just have mashed potatoes. That's the menu. Done. All right, things are coming together. Let's have a look. Okay, so the onions are at the half-hour mark, guys. Look how beautiful golden brown they are. And this is full caramelization right now, okay? They're just cooking so slowly, all right? Beautiful. And the smell is amazing. Watch, those are going to really add some incredible flavor to the potatoes. Not to mention the potatoes, okay? So the onions are done a little bit early and the potatoes are done a little bit late, but that's fine. The garlic has still got 10 minutes to go, so let's see if these are fork tender after all. Oh, perfect. These potatoes are absolutely done. So I've got myself a colander in the sink. I'm going to drain these potatoes and let them cool for a couple of minutes. All right, so once you've drained your potatoes, leave them in the colander in your sink and let them cool off for a couple of minutes. Now, get your pot, the original pot that you were boiling in, reduce the heat to medium, and get the last 3 tablespoons of margarine and your ½ cup of dairy-free milk into that pot. So there we go. That dairy-free margarine is fully melted and the milk just started to boil and sizzle a little bit when I leave it on the heat. So now I've taken that off. I'm going to put it on a heat-proof platter and start mixing up the ingredients. Oh, those onions smell fantastic. I'm going to consider them done. They're beautiful, nice and brown, fully caramelized. So I'm going to turn off the heat, leave them in the pan, and just set them aside. So I got to say I got lucky just in time for the video. All right, it doesn't always happen where the timing is perfect like this, but everything is coming together. So I've got my pot set aside with the warm milk and margarine. I'm going to add my fully drained potatoes back into the pot. And it just so happens that my caramelized onions are also ready a little bit ahead of schedule, so I'm going to add those to the pot as well. Be sure to include all of the margarine that is collected in there as well. You want every single drop of that flavor. Okay, so in true impulsive nature, guys, there's only a couple of minutes left on the garlic. I'm going to consider them done as well, all right? So I'm taking them out of the oven right now. Oh, that smell. Beautiful, nutty, roasted garlic. Can't wait to open this up. Let's have a look. Oh yes, so there you go, guys. Right out of the oven, a beautiful roasted head of garlic cloves. They're just soft to the touch. They're practically popping out. Okay, we're going to take those carefully and put them into our mashed potato mix. What a smell coming off this, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so even though it's been in the oven for an hour, guys, it's pretty easy to remove the cloves from the head of garlic. Get yourself a towel or something that is heat safe, and with a sharp knife, you can scoop out those garlic cloves and get them right into the potato mix. When you're lucky, they come right out, just like that, the whole clove, all right? Pop them in the pot. Leave no cloves behind. So last but not least, the final seasoning. Get yourself a ½ teaspoon or so of kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. So just before mashing this all together, guys, I want to have one last look at the fruits of our hard labor, okay? Those beautiful roasted cloves of garlic, caramelized onions, and potatoes. Salt and pepper. All right, let's get out a potato masher. The magic ingredient, potato masher. Now, I prefer my mashed potatoes a tiny bit lumpy. I like to know that there's some actual real potato in there. I know because I made it, but it all depends on your personal taste. So you can mash until it's completely smooth. You can even blitz it if you want to. Me personally, I like a little bit of a tiny lumpy mashed potato. Well, there's not much left to do except put that in a serving dish, yeah? Well, there you have it, guys. Some dairy-free mashed potatoes complete with oven-roasted, slow-roasted garlic and some caramelized French onions. Beautiful dish. An excellent, excellent addition for your Christmas menu. So guys, I hope you like this video, the first of the 4-part Christmas series right here from the Impulsive Culinarian Kitchen, where everything is gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free, all right? So if you did enjoy this, guys, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't miss any of the videos that are coming up leading up until the big weekend of Christmas, okay? I can't wait to show you brand new stuff. I got a whole bunch of ideas, and I'll be announcing it, of course, on my Wednesday live weekly update. So be sure to join me for that, where I open up a brand new vintage. I got so many incredible wines to show you, I don't even know where to start, but guaranteed there's going to be a good one coming up. So folks, my name is Paul from the Impulsive Culinarian. See you in the next video. Can I please have some roasted garlic, dairy-free potatoes? Sure, don't mind if I do. I think I'll just eat this plate. Would that be wrong? Would they frown upon that?